Well, good evening, everybody. This is your September 2nd, 2023 edition of Collision After Dark.
It's the garage, damn it.
Run that intro.
It's Collision After Dark, baby.
All right. You guys know the deal. You know the routine. We convene here every Saturday night to discuss the finer points of professional wrestling displayed on AEW Collision.
That, and we also swap recipes.
We do that as well.
Yes.
Especially for cheeseburgers. I am the effing expert, Mr. Isaacs, playing the host role this evening again. I am not JFB, but I will do my damnedest to be the best host I can possibly be.
And I'm, of course, the patron saint of all of professional wrestling. I'm that gingered up, bubbly son of a bitch. My name is Canada Dry.
And we got a couple of cohorts here with us, as we usually do. First, being the man right next to me, is the Iron Man of the effing wrestling YouTube channel. He's on
there.
Every show.
Try to get the arrow of your finger over to where the guy is.
Use the other hand, Canada Dry. It'll be easier.
He's up there.
Golden Graham, what's up, my man?
Oh, not much, Mr. Isaacs. How are we doing tonight?
Excellent, excellent, my man. And right below you, we have the king himself, Lord Rich Southwood, effing Social Security.
But, as we are mostly TDS here, we do not acknowledge his kingship. King Haney is our king.
That is true.
So you're just filling a role here, buddy.
Oh, a role? No, sir. I am a king. I will be the uncrowned king, but that's fine. I'm still king nonetheless. Crown
I think this is kind of like when Harley Race went to the WWF in the 80s and was King Harley Race to spite Jerry Lawler. Yeah.
The lawsuit. Jerry sued them.
It's like either that or
like, are you freaking kidding me? A king? You're fighting over who gets to be king of wrestling?
it's either that or it can be Bret Hart versus Jerry Lawler.
A kiss my foot match.
They really bled that king gimmick dry, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Well, when they started to have all the King of the Ring winners back in like the mid 2000s call themselves king for about 6 months and then just act like they never did it.
Yeah, I was never king. No.
No, I mean, I think King Booker on top of that was probably the most prevalent of that.
Yes,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
King Booker, of course, King Corbin was a big thing a couple years back, and yeah.
And then there's the King Kiss of Death. After they become king, they go down the card.
Yeah.
Like, no one worse for this than Bad News Barrett having this on fire gimmick. And then he's all of a sudden stuck with the crowd and like, what?
I'm the king. I'm the king, Wade Barrett.
Yeah, he went from this really cool role to like the shittiest king in WWE history, maybe.
All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and get started. You know why we're here. We're going to talk about Collision. Let's see who we've got in the house tonight. We've got Ayaka. Reminds me of our travel schedule for Momiro Clover Z. I have no clue what that means, but welcome. Thank you for
Ayaka is apparently in like a touring band in Japan. So
right.
maybe that's the name of her band.
Yeah, I mean, she talks about being on tour all the time, so it's
Right.
going to be the case. Noob is in the house. Hello, everyone. Noob, you are my pal. Thanks for showing
What's up,
up.
noob?
Noob for life, y'all.
Noob for life.
I do have a question though, because
For
Noob
life.
Noob said he was going to be watching Payback. So did he watch both at the same time?
Ooh.
A little double dipping.
You know what?
Left eye on one, the right eye on the other.
If you're going to double dip a chip, make sure that you turn the chip over and dip. Then there's
Or
no bite
just
mark.
all the dip is for you and nobody else?
Greedy
All right,
little
guys.
dipper, you. Yeah, greedy little dipper.
Collision
Or you
started
want me to
off
think
with
about
a pre-recorded video of Tony Khan. We know what the deal was. I fired CM Punk, yada yada yada. We hope you guys still love us. Sorry, Chicago, we love you. What do we think about this, guys? Does anybody have any thoughts about this in particular?
You know what would have made Tony Khan much more appealing in this role?
What's that?
If he had like an ice cream cone, he's just looking at it.
No, Chicago would have ate him alive because of the first dance. He bought everyone in Chicago ice cream bars.
Yeah, so it's like
That
that'd be
would've-
funny.
that would've
He's
been
just
terrible.
looking at the ice cream. It's like,
That would have been
this
terrible.
is good. You might remember that song.
He'd be looking into the camera with his intense eyes and be like, "Guys, I fired your hero,
At
and
least,
I'm eating your damn ice cream. What are you
at
gonna do
least he
about it?"
blinked this
This
time.
was supposed to be for you. Wow.
You
Ice
could have
cream all
had
over
this,
his face.
Phil. You could have had this.
Rich Southwood, what'd you think of the Tony Khan announcement?
Honestly, I was surprised that they announced it in such a fashion to start off the show. That surprised me. First of all, I was like, "Whoa, this is a big deal." Then, obviously, and then on top of that, I found it interesting that he said it was the first time that he's ever been to a wrestling show and he feared for his safety or someone's safety at the show. That was a very telling thing. So I don't know what all happened, but I don't think that we have the full story.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And this man sat on the front row of ECW when Sabu wrestled. Just
Yeah.
FYI.
Right. He was there in Sandman matches, like Raven, like
And this is what made him feel like he was in danger. Golden Graham, what'd you think of this opening?
Yeah, I agree with Rich. Like, I was shocked by it. Like, when the news broke earlier today, I was like, wow. Like, I didn't think that out of all the outcomes that this would be what it is. But I will give Tony Khan credit for doing it before Collision, because the fact that you have two shows back to back in Chicago, and you had to do something with CM Punk, or that absolutely would have hijacked both of these shows.
I agree.
mean, and it was evident because at the beginning of the show, you got a
100%.
CM Punk chant, but after that, it went away, and it was just business as usual on Collision.
Guys, there's something important I want to talk about.
What's that, Canada Dry? Go ahead.
You know, all four of us have these beautiful beards going on.
That we
Now,
do.
what I want you to do if
The
you're watching the
Bodacious
show,
Beard Club, that's our triple B.
yeah. And you know what I want you to do if you're watching the show? I want you to vote on who has the nicest beard tonight. I think it's Canada Dry.
I'm not gonna win. I'm not gonna win at all.
Me
And that's
neither.
okay.
It's okay.
I'm fine with that. No, it's between you two on top, I think.
All right. Well, I've got too much
If I-
gray.
You're putting me out of this, Rich Southwood.
I'm
Just
a heel.
over the past year,
Canada
I've started to
Dry's
get a
beard.
predominantly gray beard.
I'm
So
a heel, and you're a
it-
baby face. It's kayfabe.
it's going to be Golden Graham. That's who's going to
Oh,
win.
he's been growing that for months. This is 2 weeks.
I mean, to be fair, if I'd shave this tonight, in 2 weeks, it would look like this again.
You know what? Okay, this makes me. I want to have AFW officials officially test Canada Dry for steroids. If he's growing hair that fast, he's got to be on the juice.
No.
He's on the juice.
I am blessed with genetics that make me part werewolf. So that's how it goes when you're in that business.
Canada Dry is part Canadian, part Inuit, part wolf, part kayak,
My great grandfather was Wolverine.
part Earl.
Was Wolverine. Hey,
Oh,
Wolverine
yes.
was a Canadian.
Breaking
He was.
news.
Is a Canadian.
Yeah. Well, if he's still alive. If you watch Logan, he's not alive. But
Well,
That's
that's,
an
not
alternate-
really part of the.
That's an
MCU.
alternate universe. Totally
It
different.
is.
Come on,
Yeah.
get off my grandpa.
old man Logan. All right, guys. We're getting sidetracked here, but the show opens up with our good old pal Schiavone comes out, introduces Ricky Starks, who comes out with Big Bill. You guys know I love Big Bill. Starks says he's tired of starting over, and he starts cutting this kind of babyface style promo where he's like, giving Big Bill props for overcoming addiction, and you could stand up and rise for what you want. And then he starts a heel promo on Steamboat out of nowhere. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat comes out with a contract in hand. We all knew where this was going. I knew as soon as he came out with a piece of paper, okay, he slipped somebody else's name in there. But, it says he's going to face the Dragon. Cue the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, which I think was a fantastic move to bring him back this weekend. Because if there's one person who could kind of take a little bit of focus off of Punk, it's their other major legitimate pro wrestling star, which is Bryan Danielson. So I like that. Golden Graham, what do you think about this segment?
I was shocked because this didn't leak. Like, I heard no one even mention this. Like, Sean Ross Sapp had said, oh, the strap match is happening. It's not going to be Steamboat, but it's going to be someone else. But even he didn't mention or say who it was going to be. So I am, like, thoroughly impressed that something like this was a legitimate surprise. Because the last we heard was like, oh, Danielson isn't expected back until October at the earliest.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't expecting him back this soon either. Lord Southwood, what do you think?
Yeah, just bouncing off of what he said. And if Sean Ross Sapp did know and he decided not to say anything on the heels of the Punk news, maybe Tony Khan talked to him, was like, hey, if you could not do this because this is what's going on. And he was like, all right, that would be like, hey, that's a nice working relationship there. So that could have happened too. That's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, that's where I was at though. The whole time thinking about that. That's it.
Yeah, this was a interesting start by Starks. Like, why are you going all face?
Yeah. It's like he just kind of switched mid promo. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I don't know if he wanted to just kind of get that out because he was originally going against Punk, and that was where he wanted to go with it. Just be honest, and kind of a shoot mixed in there.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought too. I kind of thought that he might have been partially shooting at the start of this.
It sounded like it. He really sounded like he was getting teary.
Yeah.
And honestly, like, up until tonight, like, he's who I felt the worst for out of this whole situation with Punk. Because he was, I would imagine, set to have a match against Punk probably as the main event of All Out.
I do hope that Ricky the Dragon Steamboat is at ringside for this. Because you got to keep him part of the story.
Absolutely. I'm sure he is. I mean,
considering you got to pay him his little fee. Make sure he's... maybe even let him come out with a kimono for old time's sake. The kimono dragon.
Yeah, whatever kind of food he wants at catering.
Yeah.
He'll come out with the red gi on.
That would be great.
Or maybe he'll harken back to the Dragon days of early 90s WWF, and he'll come out and breathe the fire.
Oh, with the wings. That would be so
that would be a big F you to the WWE.
Rox, you remember when he used to have the cage kimono dragon with him in the 80s?
Yeah.
That would be sick too.
So, Mike, I have a question though, because if Starks is shooting a little bit here, and then kind of going back to All In with Jack Perry talking about the glass is real comment, is everybody just decided to go into business for themselves now?
Let's hope that's not the case, because
I mean, doesn't it kind of feel that way though?
Yeah.
I really think that Jack Perry needs a little bit more than a slap on the wrist for this.
No, he's suspended right now.
I know, but I don't think that's enough.
Why? It's his first time he's done anything. He doesn't have a history.
No, it's not. It's the second time.
What's this? What's the first?
The first time was at the Fan Expo, and the people
that doesn't count. That's not an AEW event.
No, but it's a character thing. This is the kind of character you have to straighten up.
Yeah, but you don't sit there and fire somebody over that.
No, I didn't say fire, did I?
Yeah, well, that's why I asked, what do you want then?
Because he's already suspended.
I want something that's gonna.
But outside of a suspension, what can he do? Dock and pay?
Well, I'd like to see him demoted a bit.
Let's see him be a job guy for a little bit, humble.
I want him to feel like, oh shit, has my career dislodged because of what I did?
I think I mentioned this earlier on Magic, if anybody saw that, but
okay.
I think that think what Jack Perry did by going on TV in the middle of a match and saying, "It's real glass, deal with it." You know, it's like,
Cry me a river.
don't break the fourth wall like that during a wrestling match. You know, it's one thing if you're giving a shoot interview on like some podcast or something, that's fine. But to just like openly say, this is all phony. But I'm telling you that we didn't.
Oh yeah, that too, right?
Last year, you know,
You're
like,
not protecting the business either.
yeah,
Well,
I mean, that's the
like,
thing that I had an issue with.
Apparently, he told people beforehand that he was going to say that on TV.
Yeah, I did see that too.
And I think I also heard like maybe he thinks he was trying to start something with Punk, and I think it just went completely wrong.
Boy, the dumb thing about this for me is is that he won the argument with CM Punk and got his way. Now,
Right.
a character thing is you get your way, you put your head down, and you don't attract any attention. You're like, okay, I stirred a bit doing this. I got my way. Okay, I'm going to shut up now.
All right, well, I got to cut in the middle of this argument because Monaco says that I have the best looking beard.
I see. I mean, there's
All
one.
right, you got one vote. One
We got a tally. We got a tally.
Now, Rich
Well,
has a
there's one
vote
for
too
Rich.
because
Rich is-
Andy Mizuno says Rich has the best
Oh,
beard.
1 point for 1 point.
There you go. Rich has got a point. One of my Twitch streamer buddies is in here. Governor Arnold, what's up, man? I
How
play
you
Call of
doing,
Duty with him sometimes.
Do not vote Governor Arnold. He's going to get 2
He'll
points.
reach you.
He's a good dude, man. I
The
like
Golden
playing Call of
Graham,
Duty
Canada
with
Dry,
him.
sitting up goose eggs.
All right.
I didn't expect to get any votes. It's okay.
We are 16 minutes in, fellas, and we were just on the
You know why I'm
opening
not
segment
getting
here.
votes? It's because it looks like CM Punk's beard.
Oh, is that what it is? They're
It is.
they're
A little bit of the gray there.
discriminating
CM
against
Punk.
you because you look like CM Punk. Is that
Oh,
what it
yeah.
is?
That's what it is.
Gotcha.
I'm getting his heat.
Canada Dry is the classic. Mom, can I have CM Punk? No, we have CM Punk at home, and it's Canada Dry.
Sweet. I'll give you a pipe bomb.
Hi-oh. That sounds a little
Hey-o.
dangerous. All right. After this, we had a Moxley promo where he's hyping up a match with Orange Cassidy. I thought this was actually a pretty good promo, which is odd. He didn't talk about drinking blood and, you know, pissing it out or anything like that. It was just kind of like an actual good promo. Does anybody have any thoughts you want to share about this?
I was really surprised that most of his promo was putting over Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
Like he's just like singing Orange Cassidy's praise. Like that was like really, and I like that approach from John Moxley. You'd almost think he was a face.
Yeah. Golden Graham, do you have any thoughts?
I love the promo. Like, it was out of left field for me for Moxley. Like, sitting there, like, he was coherent. He wasn't rambling. He didn't sound like he was going off the deep end. Like, it was probably it's one of the better promos that we've heard from Moxley since the COVID era.
Or
I agree with that.
Or
I agree with
ever.
He had a lot of good promos in the COVID area.
Well, he had some good ones against Jericho.
Yeah, against Jericho and against
MJF.
yeah.
Rich
Yeah, his
Southwood,
stuff
what'd you
against
think?
Kingston was amazing too, I thought. Because that was all personal. What were we talking about again?
The Moxley promo about Orange
Yeah, the
Cassidy.
Moxley promo. I like Canada Dry. I thought it was pretty cool that he put over OC basically the entire time. But it's not just putting over OC, it's also putting over that title. And he's showing how if Moxley wants it, that means it's worthy to me.
Yes.
Like that's because we're conditioned to know Moxley is a top guy. And I won't jump the boat, but we have OC later and we'll get to that when he comes. But it all ties together, and I thought that it was done masterfully.
I also wanted to add that this is a wrestling school promo. It essentially gets the match over.
Right.
Like, and later on we'll find that from OC as well. But this is that classic, like this is two greats coming together, and you're gonna want to see this. Essentially, this is what this is.
Yeah, absolutely. It did have a very old school type feel to it, which I appreciate. As you guys know, I'm a pretty big fan of that.
Well, and it's pretty cool too because they do it on Collision, which uses the old opening of the promo open, So it's you're getting callbacks on different layers there. So I think that's fun too.
Absolutely. Monaco says that Aaron looks more like Kevin Owens. So.
Okay.
How do I look like Kevin Owens?
Owen Hart fan is here. Aaron's beard reminds me of Lesnar. It's badass.
Is that a point? Do I get points?
You got a point.
I got
Apparently,
a point. Yes.
You look like some kind of amalgamation of Kevin Owens, CM Punk, and Brock Lesnar. Like, let's throw all three of their images into one of those scary AI
Canada Dry.
generators.
Image generator.
All right, gentlemen, match one.
I predict Golden Graham's going to get a point here next year.
Match one, we've got the new trio known as The Real Deal versus The Acclaimed and Daddy Ass.
Is that what they're called? The Real Deal?
That's what they were called, The Real Deal. Yeah. Max Caster comes out. They edited out him saying the words ball sack.
Yeah.
In the rap when he was coming to the ring.
Oh, wow.
Which is kind of funny. I mean, this was a basic solid trios match. I thought there was good teamwork between the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass. I thought they looked pretty fluid together. No complaints about it. I like the match. Canada Dry, what'd you think of it?
It was a all right match. It was really designed to put over the House of Ass.
The House of Ass.
I can't believe this dance of Garcia.
Oh my God, it's awful.
That's so wonderful.
It's just like
they look like if 3 Count was on a reunion tour.
Let's be honest. He's a white guy, and it's a white guy dance. Okay, that's what it is.
But the falling of Daniel Garcia into Badass Billy Gunn's crotch.
And then Billy Gunn starts dancing.
Yeah. Oh, and his head was bobbing.
That was the highlight of the match for me.
I was like, Goofy wrestling for life.
Very 90s feel to that little segment.
Oh, yes. We got one for Golden Graham.
Makoto Kino says Graham's beard is hot.
Well, thank you.
See, I predicted it. Someone's like,
we're all getting love from all these Japanese ladies about our beards. Very nice. All right. Well, I think we've kind of reached the end of that particular match. Next segment was Lexi Nair interviewing the Dark Order, who's facing Cole and MJF for the Ring of Honor tag titles. Now, this is one of those things that obviously MJF and Cole are going to run through them. So I kind of halfway paid attention to this promo, halfway didn't. What'd you guys think of it? I'll start with you, Rich Southwood.
I liked it. I thought it was serviceable. I mean, it has a nice connection talking about going back to Create a Pro back in the New York area and everything, and how he kind of trained them. I thought it was a nice connection, and it always shows that a lot of their guys were indie guys. So I thought it was cool. It was about average.
Yeah. Golden Graham, what'd you think?
My problem with this is if you don't watch Being the Elite, this promo doesn't really make much sense. Like calling Adam Cole Budge. If you don't watch BT and you don't know the story behind it, it's not funny and it makes no sense.
See, I don't watch it, so it makes no sense to me.
But I do, so I know the story behind it.
But we do know that Budge. Most people, wrestling fans, know that WWE was going to call him Budge. So even if you don't watch Being the Elite, you're like, oh yeah, they're making.
Yeah, well, there's that. But yeah, by like the segments that Adam Cole and those two had were absolutely hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
So like for me, this makes sense why they're getting the tag title shot, and they sort of touched on it, saying like how you dropped us as friends for MJF, and so yeah, like it was fine.
And really guess what? What's the complaint been of the Kingdom and Roddy the entire time? Adam Cole leaving people he's been friends with and using them when he needed them. Dark Order is another perfect example. And everything that a lot of AEW has to do with the BTE world. Whether it use Cody Rhodes, Kenny Omega, Hangman, like there's a whole cast of people that they're on BTE all the time. And sometimes there's little veins like this that connect out into the AEW universe.
Galaxy.
My thing with that is like then
Whatever.
like use the footage. Like
Sure,
I'd much
yeah.
rather see the story than be told the story. You know?
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Right. Canada.
Well, you don't even have to. You didn't have to show the footage. You can be like, have Alexi Nair refer to the B. Just happened on BTE. You know, just give it a little update. Takes about 20 seconds.
This is something AEW is bad about. They just expect everybody to already know everything that's canonical that's ever happened in like all these previous promotions and everything. Like they kind of need to do a better job explaining things like this, in my opinion.
You know, Megan Lou said she was going to call in with her squirrel friend. I don't think she's calling in.
Yeah, I was looking forward to seeing a squirrel tonight.
I was like, "There's going to be a squirrel on the podcast." But the other thing I want to say is Alex Reynolds. This is the best thing I've ever seen him in.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
no doubt.
Finally, they let him have a personality.
Yeah, I know.
This is like the first time they let him actually speak.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. It's like I don't recall even like ever hearing him talk before. I guess I just never paid attention. But yeah, it was kind of nice to hear him come out and be like, I trained MJF. He should be more grateful to me.
Like,
and
that boggles my mind that he trained MJF.
Well, he was one of the people that created Pro.
Yes.
Yeah. So, anyways, moving on, we saw just a little clip of Starks backstage being unhappy. Shivani tries to talk to him. He just kind of blows past him. Nothing really of any value or substance here, so I figure we'll probably skip on from here to match number 2, with this Aussie Open against Nick Wayne and Commander. Now, guys, anytime I see Commander in a match, I know who's taking the L right away.
Every time I see Commander in a match, I think of Cobra Commander. Every single time. Yes! No!
This was a fast-paced match. I thought it was a good match. I thought it was going to end a lot quicker than it did because it seemed like Aussie Open was going to squash them. And then there was a kick out, and it went for a while longer. But it was a very solid match. Of course, Aussie Open gets the win. They looked strong. They looked really good in this match. I like how they looked. We could kind of get into the after-match part. We can cover the match portion first. Rich, what did you think of the match?
Yeah, it was a solid match. I mean, I think that the more that audiences get Nick Wayne too, like the more that it's gonna kind of gel together. But I think that everyone worked well together. It was a good match, like you said. Aussie Open looked good. The Coriolis at the end looked really, really good. I thought it was a really serviceable match.
Yeah, Canada Dry, what do you think of the match?
So Cobra Commander, he took another L tonight. But did you know that Cobra Commander also was the voice of Starscream? Same guy.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, same voice. Megatron!
In the Hasbro family, man.
Yes, no. It's just a little change. It's a little change of the falsetto.
Golden Crown,
but yeah, match. So I wasn't
sorry.
So yeah, this was really good. Good. You know, I like that they're not letting Nick Wayne just get wins early on. I like that they're building his character, you know, showing that he's gonna improve and get wins as he goes. And I like that they're doing that.
All right, Golden Graham,
what do you don't understand why Nick Wayne is tag teaming with just random luchadors. Like, wasn't he with someone else last night on Rampage?
Yeah, I think so.
And then tonight,
who was he with on Rampage?
I didn't watch. I don't remember. I just remember seeing a graphic for him that he was fighting on Rampage in a tag team.
I don't know. I'm drawing a blank to
the one episode I don't watch.
Jeez. I fell asleep right at the start of Rampage, so I couldn't tell you.
Good thing we don't have Rampage after dark, guys.
I mean, but honestly, like Rampage wasn't bad last night. It's just comes on at a horrible time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and move on then to the after
should we
match.
Do the FTW wrestling school right about here. We're about halfway.
We can do that.
Yeah.
Let's find the image here, and I will let you discuss our sponsor. All you, Canada Dry.
All right. So this is Fight the World Wrestling Academy. Go to fdwwrestling.com, and it's $250 a month. So you can get a part-time job, and you can train with Brian Idol and Natalia Markova and Daisy Kill, the new NWA USA champion, tag team champion. So FTW.
Yeah. And I think that's a very, very fair price for a wrestling school. And if you live in Florida and you live anywhere near the vicinity of this school and you want to be a pro wrestler, I would recommend going and checking it out. I think it'd be a good deal for you.
Have you heard some other prices for wrestling schools? Like sometimes it just boggles my mind how much they want.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's very, very expensive, especially if it's anybody that has any name value at all. They really jack the price up. Which, I mean, you're not necessarily a great teacher just because you were a star, so
that's true.
It's one of those things. Do we want to?
I would trust Natalia Markova to DDT me into a chair, and I would be safe. I trust her to do that. I would let her do it.
Yeah, I'd let her do that. I think it'd be nice and safe. Do we want to cover the Kill City Cup here as well?
We'll save that for closer to the end.
All right, we will come back to that then.
Real quick before we go on, Nick
Sure.
Wayne teamed with El Hijo del Vikingo last night.
Oh, Vikingo.
So he's picking out random Mexican wrestlers to team with.
Ones that are amazing.
Feel your lucha powers.
So after the match, Schiavone's back in the ring. He interviews Nick Wayne, who says he's frustrated that Darby forgave AR Fox. And this brings Darby out. Darby explains that forgiveness is an essential thing. You've got to learn to forgive before it's too late. And he tells a story about how he was trained by Nick Wayne's father and didn't speak to him for 3 years. And then his father passed away, and he didn't get a chance to bury the hatchet with him. So that's the reason why he buried the hatchet with AR Fox. And he recommends that Nick Wayne does the same thing. Now, this brings out, anytime you mention a father being dead, this brings out Christian Cage. And he's just like salivating at the mouth, like, yes, another dead father. So
he wants to slide into the DMs of the mom.
Yeah. Which Nick Wayne's mom is hot. Like,
yes, I don't blame Christian for this. I don't blame him.
Christian's out with Luchasaurus. Talks about sliding into his mom's DMs, as Canada Dry just mentioned. He calls Nick Wayne Darby Allin's pity project, which I thought was a pretty good line.
Yeah.
Well, what do we think of the after match promo segments here and the interference? Well, the appearance of Christian Cage. I will start with Golden Graham. What do you think?
Oh, I liked them both. Like, especially from Darby. Like, it makes sense, which is nice in wrestling where there's actually a reason for his actions. And of course, Christian is always gold on the mic. Loved it. Like, it's just looking forward to seeing someone get their head kicked off tomorrow night.
He threw in that Blackhawks line, I swear, before he went that route. I thought he was going to say something about Punk.
I think he said that because Punk wasn't there.
I thought he was going to say something about the White Sox.
Rich Southwood, what do you think?
Yeah, I thought that the Darby promo was a great way to save face in a kayfabe way, but it's a shoot to turn into a work. Like, I think that was great cover there. And as far as Christian, I think that it's either him and MJF are 1A, 1B, and people I want to hear do a promo in the ring in AEW. The man is ridiculous, and he takes it so far, so out there. And even when he slips up, he's a professional. He turns it around. He knows all the old school tricks, and it's an absolute pleasure to watch him every single time.
Definitely. Canada Dry, what do you think?
Yeah, the interesting thing about this is it feels like they're really trying to, okay, we we kind of rushed that last bit where we had AR Fox get betrayed, and we're like, and we didn't. You don't really forgive somebody in wrestling like that. You make this mistrust or whatever happen first, and then you forget. You go through the process. So I think this was just them trying to like cross their T's and dot their I's in the story of it all.
I don't know. I don't think the story's over.
No, but like if you look at AR Fox, AEW was pissed at him,
and rightfully so.
They didn't. He didn't tell them that he doesn't have a passport.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal, you know.
It's pretty stupid.
Just like, yeah, like the All-In show is coming. I'm on the card. What? I think I should tell someone.
I don't have it. Candy took my passport.
Oh my goodness. Well, you must have been like, how should I break this to them?
Maybe as soon as they mentioned All-In in England.
Oh God. Anyways, we went to a backstage segment. This one just made me chuckle because of how stupid it was. It was Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta.
Yes.
And Claudio just starts doing European uppercuts on poor Yuta, knocking him on his ass. He'll get back up, keeps doing it again over and over and over while he's cutting a promo about Eddie Kingston and Shibata, particularly Kingston. And I'm going to be honest, guys. I was completely distracted by the stupidity of the European uppercuts. It just made no sense to me. The second part of this cut over to Kingston and Shibata. You know, Kingston's like, oh, yeah, you're beating up Yuta. You're beating up Yuta, huh? You know, and does his usual stick. And at the end of it, Shibata Kingston says Shibata wants to say something, and he holds up his phone, and Google Translate says, "You both suck." Canada, what'd you think about all this?
Poor Yuta is he went from a world beater to being beaten. Just like,
yeah.
What did he do to deserve this like bitch treatment?
He didn't win the international championship.
He's the young guy. That's what it is.
No, but he was the world beater just a little while ago.
And then he started losing. So guess what? You got to get
One
back in
boy
shape.
status.
I mean, he was in
he's the
last year's
bitch of the
G1.
PCC. Do you think that this could be the start angle of Yuta breaking free?
No, I don't
I
think so.
doubt it.
You don't think
this
he's
has just
going to be
been
like,
using him
I'm
as a
tired
whipping
of
boy.
this bitch treatment and
No.
develop a bit of a character?
I don't think he has the charisma to have a character, to be
Like
honest.
he could be like, yeah, I'm tired of being treated like a bitch. Stop it.
And it would
Don't
sound
do
like
it
this.
anymore.
This is what it would sound like. Guys, I am tired of being a bitch. Stop it.
He's going to steal Owen Hart's line. Enough is enough.
And it's time for a
That is
change.
time for a change.
Before we move on to Golden Graham, let's catch up on some comments here. Ayaka wants to know at what age did you guys get into wrestling? I've been watching wrestling since I was 5. How about the rest of you real quick?
Like for as long as I remember, I've been watching wrestling.
I was about 8.
I was probably 10 years old.
Like
All
my
right.
first memories of wrestling were like watching WCW on Saturday nights.
Oh, WCW Saturday Night.
Yeah.
That was a sick show for a few years.
I'll just let you guys know how old I am. Cody Rhodes is my first intercontinental champion.
Lies.
Ayaka also says you guys are better than Talk is Jericho. Well, thank you.
You know why? You know why we're better than Talk is Jericho?
Aaron
I
sounds
don't-
like
I
Jericho.
don't-
What? Explain to us.
If you know, I don't.
I think we're more funny.
Oh yeah, we blow them out of the water when it comes to jokes and hijinks.
We don't do conspiracy shows. That's
I
why.
mean, they don't
Well,
have
we kinda
real life
do.
royalty on
That's
other
fair.
shows.
That's a different show. Different show.
Different show. Collision After Dark. We don't do conspiracies.
Uh,
Aaron's beard reminds me of Roman's. Wow.
I got it too,
You got
baby.
another vote, man. Your beard looks like Roman Reigns' beard.
Wow, that's impressive.
That's very high praise there, buddy.
Those Samoan beards are
Top of the
they're
line.
good. They're good.
Roman
those are good
Reigns, Jason Momoa, Canada Dry. I mean,
It's like
One
the
of the
evolution
same.
of beards.
Aquaman right here,
It's-
baby.
It's like the
just
evolution
triplets,
of
man.
beards. Canada Dry is the first stage, then Roman Reigns, then Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not there yet. This is a week and a half. Come
I
on.
know. You'll get there. I got faith in you.
I'll be Momoa. I'll be swimming in the water in no time. I'll be riding dolphins.
I'll tell you what, though. It's impressive how fast he swims with all that drag in his beard. I'm just
Oh
saying.
yeah. You think it would get
That's how
caught?
silky smooth it is.
Golden Graham, what'd you think of the promo, man?
Oh, my favorite part of the promo is when it ends and Yuta just falls down. Like, I was rolling. But yeah, like, it was fine. Like, I personally love serious Claudio Cesaro. I don't like goofy Cesaro. I love him when he's serious.
Yeah.
So I have no complaints about this.
Lord Southwood, what are your thoughts?
An angry cult leader.
I've said it once and I'll say it again. I hate Claudio Castagnoli, and I hate him especially when he's serious because he looks stupid. It's not believable. Like, I'm just gonna go hit you to 17 times, and guess what? He's gonna get back up. Sweet, bro. Next.
The way you feel about Claudio is how I feel about what's his face? I can't even think of his name at the moment. His
Orange
opponent.
Cassidy? Orange
No,
Cassidy?
no,
Kingston?
Oh,
Kingston.
you're
Yeah.
labeled
No,
as a
Kingston.
You're not a Kingston fan, are you? I've heard
No,
you.
I am not.
Yeah.
Oh, see, no, the Mad King, bro.
But
Look,
Love
I
him.
just can't stand it because like Kingston hates everybody. I'm like, dude, at some point
Mhm.
you got to realize you're the issue, not everyone else.
That is
But
true.
Bill
He
Graham-
supposedly hates everybody.
Bill
Yeah.
Graham,
I
You
mean,
are
but
known.
that's the thing, though. He in his promos, he talks about his own problems, and he knows that he's the problem and he's the cancer, but he doesn't know how any other way to be, so that he just rides it out.
Golden Graham, I
get
know
it.
you hate Eddie Kingston, but you're known as the Orange Cassidy hater.
I will
How do you
admit,
feel about this reputation?
like up until about 2 weeks ago, I was growing tired of Orange Cassidy. Not gonna lie, but since he's actually started talking, I've found a newfound appreciation for him.
Okay, so you got to wear that label off now because people think you're a Cassidy hater. You got to keep it going.
Okay.
All right.
Is the crown getting too heavy for you?
No, it just needs a rest. Got to get shined and polished up.
You know
There
what
you
they
like that
say?
now we got the
Heavy is the
bucket hat
head that
going
wears the
here.
crown.
I like this hat.
Lord Southwood's going to start doing some Run DMC tunes for
It's
us.
like I don't know. I think he needs to have a name change when he puts that hat on.
Yo, 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 yo.
Grandmaster Southwood from the
No,
Southwood.
actually,
Lord
if
Richie
you
D or
live
something
in
like
the central Illinois area, you do know that I am actually one half of a rap duo named the Cracker Jacks, and my name is Pasty McVeigh. Shout out White Butter.
Oh, man.
All right. We say
Pasty McBain. That's your new gimmick. I'm pushing
Pasty
it.
Pasty
McVeigh.
Yes, I'm loving it. AFW gimmick change.
I like it.
Mid-show.
AFW's own John Cena.
AF. Yeah, I love it. Pasty McBain. I'm digging this.
There you
Well,
go.
what's
Oh,
on the
did you?
chain there? What do we?
I might have grills next week. Who knows?
Oh, Michael Smith, eat your heart out.
You better get you a grill, man. When you come on here, if you're going to be on the show next Saturday, I expect to see a grill in that hat. All right, moving on here. We got Saraya and Ruby with Lexi Nair cutting a promo, insisting everything's fine with the Outcast. Tony Storm will be fine, even though she was throwing stones at birds outside.
No,
I hope
shoes.
Peter wasn't listening to that.
No, shoes at birds.
Shoes
Not
at
stones.
birds. Well, that would still kill them, I'm sure. Hopefully PETA didn't watch this segment because, yeah.
I don't know. They're
They're
Chicago
like
birds.
that.
They're pretty tough.
The birds probably threw it back at her.
Probably.
If they're
That's-
Canadian geese, then they deserve it, first of all. Second of all, they're mean, so they're just going to fight back.
Bro, geese are some mean ass bastards.
Yes.
I
I
they
can't
are.
have you talking shit about our national bird.
Your national bird is a piece of shit. That's a
Is the
shoot.
goose really the national bird of Canada? Is that real?
I hope not.
It is. It's Canadian goose.
Well, maybe it's the French Canadian side.
Our animal, however, is a beaver. He's our chief animal.
So you have a
beaver is a
national
noble
animal and a national
creature.
bird. Okay.
Speaking of national birds, do you know what was almost the national bird of the United States?
What?
It was almost the turkey.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds
Ben
right.
Franklin was pushing for the turkey. Could you
And if
imagine
it wasn't
seeing
going
your
to be,
national
it
bird
would
on
have been a
Thanksgiving?
chicken if not for that, because we just love our birds to eat.
Well, if it was the national bird, it'd be illegal for us to kill them, so we wouldn't be eating turkey.
So what happened in
No,
this
it
match?
would have been like
Who
an
won?
opposite of Hinduism. We love them and sacrifice them to ourselves.
Let's get back on track, guys.
Sorry, little
Love this
sidebar.
match.
Well, we haven't got to the match part yet, because we have a couple of segments in between here. Schiavone is back in the ring, and he introduces Dennis Rodman, the Worm himself. Former Chicago Bull great Dennis Rodman comes out, and before he even gets on the microphone and speaks, he is interrupted by Jeff Jarrett and his crew. We had to know something like this was going to happen, right, guys?
Of course.
Satnam Singh is carrying a basketball, which is kind of funny. They come out and start blabbing about how they want to recruit Dennis Rodman. Now, here's the bone I have to pick with this part. They mentioned that Jeff Jarrett and Dennis Rodman were in the same stable. Rodman was not in the NWO when Jarrett was in the NWO.
No.
It's like a lot later down the road. And Jarrett
Jared was
refused.
NWO 2000.
But to be fair, Jared did say when you're NWO, you're NWO.
That's true.
True.
That
true.
did fix it.
It did. I suppose that's what he threw in to kind of fix the kind
continuity
of
error.
The continuity error of saying they served together in the NWO.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways,
See,
they wanted to recruit Rodman, and he didn't want to join them. Yada yada yada. The Acclaimed Daddy Ass come out and set up a trios match for tomorrow night at All Out, and they want Dennis Rodman to be in their corner. So, Rich Southwood, what do you think about all this?
Going back to the NWO thing, what I took offense to was that Jeff Jarrett called himself a leader. That's what I took offense to. You're never a leader in NWO, my guy.
He
no,
was.
I don't care. That's not my NWO, my guy. You may be for
After
life.
Bret
You're a
Hart-
member. You're a
After
member
Bret
of
Hart
that.
was injured,
I
all
know.
the other injuries happened, and he had the
Oh.
shittiest version of NWO ever.
I'm aware.
He had the Husky, the Harris brothers, and
Yeah,
the NWO.
I saw. It
The
was
Harris
embarrassing.
brothers.
But
I
it's
met the
like,
Harris brothers.
I don't know. It's just like I don't know. But leader still, that's to me. Dennis Rodman is more of a leader because he was actually at a WCW pay-per-view.
Come on, he led the Harris brothers.
I was really hoping when Rodman
high
came
stand
out,
corrected.
and he was going to be wearing that big black top hat with the fuzz that he used to wear when he came out with Hogan.
Yeah,
I was hoping he'd wear that.
that would have been
Canada, what do you think of this?
Yeah.
I'm upset nobody got hit in the head with a guitar. I would have loved Robin to have grabbed the guitar out of his hat and slapped it on Satnam.
I did love the line that he threw at Satnam saying, Shaquille O'Neal's the same size as you, and I kicked his ass. I did like that. Especially since Shaquille O'Neal's a friend of AEW. I'm sure he appreciated that.
And I don't think he kicked Shaquille O'Neal's ass. No.
I mean, he played against him. I don't remember them getting into a fight or anything.
No. But if you want to think in basketball terms, like talking about like hitting the boards and everything, you could refer to it as whipping someone's ass up and down the court all night. If you're continually getting rebounds over them, which Rodman did with ease in those
That was
days.
his job.
I don't know.
Rodman
Rodman was near the end of his career, and Shaq was still climbing at that point.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, true, but he was still dominant.
I mean, Shaq had been in the league like 6 years at that point, but he was still getting up there. Yeah.
He wasn't fresh faced or anything.
Yeah.
All I know is I better see Dennis Rodman hit hit a diamond cutter on like Sanjay or something.
It'd be cool if Shaq showed up. It's like, yeah, you want to talk shit about me?
Maybe Jarrett's crew is going to bring out Karl Malone.
Oh, old school.
Yeah, let me see Dennis Rodman do like the old school Hogan leg drop, Hollywood Hogan leg drop onto Jarrett,
I don't know.
That's
He
real
wasn't moving very
NWO.
well.
I know, right? It'd be like Snoop Dogg doing the splash off the top rope. That was so terrible, but I loved it.
You know, I just had something pop into my mind that I want to say before I forget. You know what I want to see? I want to see Jarrett and Company versus Bullet Club Gold. Can you imagine the promos Jarrett would have saying, I was a member of the Bullet Club and I was NWO. If it wasn't for me, there wouldn't be you. Like, that would be fun.
That would be good. Yeah. Yeah, because we need to hit the Bullet Club where it hurts, which is plagiarism of the NWO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think Golden Graham and Rich Southwood have already kind of given their thoughts on this one. Does anybody have anything else to say on this one before we move on?
No, we can move on.
All right. So there was a video package immediately after this promoting Shane Taylor versus Samoa Joe for the Ring of Honor television title. Joe cuts a promo afterwards. God, Joe's promo skills are just fantastic. Like, I love to hear him cut a promo on somebody. I love him being the ROH television champion. I think it's cool. Does anybody have any thoughts about this before we move on?
I just wish that he would switch the Ring of Honor TV title for the AEW TV title, TNT title, because then that would make it be what it should be.
Don Graham, were you going to say something?
I just want to say something. If you don't know who Shane Taylor is, seriously, go watch some of his ROH stuff. The man is phenomenal. This match is going to be hard hitting tomorrow night.
The last ROH pay-per-view, he didn't look so good.
Yeah, I don't think he's been wrestling much. So hopeful. Like I said, I haven't watched any ROH pay-per-view, so I'm hoping that
he looked like he was in a little bit better shape in that promo than what he did at the last pay-per-view. Yeah. So maybe Tony Khan was like, "Hey man, put in some work real quick, and we have something for you."
I remember Shane Taylor from like Golden Graham said, watching him on Ring of Honor television several years ago, and I always liked him. He always caught my eye. Like, I liked his promos, I liked his intensity.
He's got a weird body type.
It's kind of that, that old school brick shithouse look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but he's got the weird hips. He's got a little bit of a bubble butt.
He can bear children. What do you want?
Shane Taylor with his childbearing hips. It's a discussion I didn't think we were going to have this evening, gentlemen, but
that's what you get when you come to Collision After Dark.
Guys, we are on match 3 of this program.
Woo!
And it is the Outcasts versus Britt Baker, Hikaru Shida, and Chris Statlander. This was a good match, pretty solid match. Britt Baker was very intense in this match. I don't know if she was just trying to prove something or what have you, but she had a lot of intensity here. Storm hits Saraya trying to break up the pin so that they can kind of further this angle of dissension between the Outcasts. Spray paint in Baker's face allows Soho to get the pin. Solid trios match, in my opinion. Rich, what'd you think?
I thought it was amazing. You're right. Baker does look like she has more of the edge. And I think that part of it, the report came out that she was kind of leaving dentistry behind a little bit to focus more on wrestling. So maybe she's out there saying, hey, I am the face of the women's division. I'm going to go out there and earn it again like I did last time. And this time I'll do it as a face if I need to, or whatever she decides to do. But I think she's got a little bit of a renewed spirit right now, and I think it's showing in her work. And I love the Outcast story. Toni Storm is doing amazing work right now. This whole actress or whatever type of persona, whatever she is, diva, it's fun. I like it. And then I think it was a good setup for tomorrow night too with Ruby and Statlander.
Candor Dry, what'd you think?
I thought this was a really entertaining match. Who had one? Oh yes, it was the spray from a Saraya that was able to pick up the pin there. I enjoy the Outcast so much, and I'm glad that they're still together. That was quite a relief to me. Yeah, together.
Together forever.
And I hope that if Toni Storm ends up not being part of it, I hope they replace her because I want the Outcast to keep going.
Okay. So, wild thought here, real quick. Outcast to me has been a mixture of NWO and DX, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be something if they did a finger poke of doom with Saraya and Tony Storm?
Oh, I'd be so upset.
I would laugh so hard though.
It wouldn't be cool now
I'd
because
be like, Tony,
cool.
you got cojones, bro.
It wasn't cool then. It's not.
Yeah, I don't think so. But yeah, obviously the DX stick is there because Ruby Soho did a crotch chop. Motion towards the faces. So
Golden
Gray
will bring out the Bronco Buster here soon.
Well, they've openly said that they're a tribute to NWO and DX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Outcast feels very outsiders, obviously, and then
the green and black for DX.
Yep.
The color scheme. Yep.
And they were originally like a family anyway, so I like the merger of it.
So I've been on record that I want to see a Sheeta heel turn, so I really would have liked to seen her take the pin tonight to facilitate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting to see Britt take the pin here.
Yeah. But I enjoyed this match. It was very good. It flowed well. Like, I'm to the point where, like, I love Statlander, but I want Ruby to win tomorrow night because I think it'll do more. No, I think it'll do more for the story of the Outcast.
No.
Listen.
No.
Canada Dry.
No.
Stop it. Stop
no.
it. But if you sit there and you have Saraya with the world title, Ruby with the TBS title, and Tony in the middle going batshit crazy with no title, I think it would be good story.
That would be cool, but I still don't want to see
it would be fun, but then it's like TBS title was the I feel like you hot potatoed too quick after having Jade have it for 56 or however many matches that she had it for. Like,
yeah,
I just feel like it's devalued at that point. Like, you don't give a crap about it.
I can see Tony costing her
the title. I can see that happening too.
Yeah, I mean, she almost did it tonight by sitting there like sentoning freaking Saraya. So
I can see that. I don't know if I would, I wouldn't want to hot potato the title like Rich said, and I don't really think Ruby Soho is worthy of one of the titles at this point with everybody else that they have.
You know what would be cool?
I would give Ruby the credit though. She's been the talking piece for the Outcast, and she's done a good job at that.
She has, yeah.
But you know what would be cool? And I'm not saying it should happen right now, but I would love a heel run for Statlander. Like even having her part of the Outcast switching for someone would be really cool.
I'm sure eventually she'll turn heel. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder what she would do though.
Maybe she'll go back to being the alien again of the Andromeda Galaxy, and she'll be like
evil alien.
No, yeah, she's gonna be like the devil, Chris Statlander.
And we'll see a little halo like come down over like the female talents, and then they'll just like the lights will go out.
Lights on fire.
They'll be abducted.
Oh, yeah, it's just an evil abduction alien.
All right, guys. There's an Adam Cole promo segment after this. He reads an MJF text about John Silver and Alex Reynolds, which was pretty funny. I mean, everything these guys do is funny at this point. I thought it was brilliant. Did anybody have any thoughts you want to share on this quick little promo before we move on? No.
It was just funny, and they're just printing paper.
It was entertaining.
They're just, I mean, they've got like 5 shirts on the AEW shop right now. Somehow connected to them.
They're not losing these titles anytime soon.
No.
See, but that's what I always think. I don't know. We'll find out.
The only way that they're going to lose these titles, which I mean, we could talk about this more tomorrow when we're the preview show, is if one of them turns on the other. But I don't think that's going to happen yet.
It's too soon now. If they didn't do it at All In, it's got to be a while.
Yeah. Match number 4, Powerhouse Hobbs versus a guy named GPA. Now, apparently, this GPA guy must have had a GPA score of 1 because he was crushed in like 5 seconds by Powerhouse.
This is a squish match.
This is the definition of a squish match, my friends.
Commentary said his GPA is about to be 0.
I thought it was about -4.0.
Pretty brain dead right now.
Afterwards, Miro's out. Miro trades blows with Powerhouse. They get into a little fight and just kind of hyping up their match tomorrow night. It's really about
This
all
is
there
gonna be a
was
good
to this
discussion
segment.
tomorrow too, because I'm sitting on the fence who's going to win this so far.
Oh, I just like how Hobbs did the all-out WrestleMania point.
I think that's like
standard.
written into the contract of WWE talent to do that, and
Yeah.
he's had that
Like-
so ingrained in his head. He just thought he had to do it.
Like, I sort of half anticipated like there to be some like stipulation announced, because the way he pointed at the sign, I thought maybe it would switch to some stipulation or something cool, but no.
It's
You know
gonna
what
be
they need to
a
do?
Latino match.
I just figured this out. You know what they need to do? They need to make All In and All Out in 2 nights, back to back.
Yeah, like
And
WrestleMania
just
night
make it
1 and
this
2.
huge thing. It's already All In's too big, but you make 2 nights, and then we get the next pay-per-view is All Out tomorrow. What? That would be epic. Forget the weeks. Just do it all in England.
No, stop. Oh, if you're gonna do it all in England, sure. It's like, stop it. I'm going to England next year.
Yeah, exactly.
All in.
It's All In and All Out.
All right. If no one else has anything to add about Miro and Powerhouse here, we'll go ahead and move on to the
Powerhouse.
Powerhouse. The Orange Cassidy promo. We're kind of coming back full circle here. Orange Cassidy promo hyping the Moxley match. I like seeing Orange Cassidy cut an actual promo.
Yes.
I like it. I've been a critic of Orange Cassidy as well as Golden Graham because I've never liked the gimmick. I thought the gimmick was stupid. I don't like the hands in the pockets. I've never liked it. But he cut a good promo here, and the guy can really work in the ring. So I'm hoping we're starting to see a little bit more of a serious turn for Orange Cassidy. Golden Graham, what did you think of this?
Oh, I loved this. Like, pairing this with Mox's, this is promo 101.
Yeah.
You sit there and you say why you're going to beat them, but at the same time, you're not making yourself look stupid because you're building up your people. To sit there and say, oh, you suck, it's no good, because you either you lose to them, which means you really suck, or you beat them, well, you suck. Of course, you're supposed to. It does nothing. But you have Orange Cassidy sitting there saying, Moxley, you are the best. You are the one who's carried AEW. Now it's my turn to do that. I loved it. It was a perfect promo for me.
Can I go next, please?
Yeah, Canada Draw, go ahead.
All right, so I want to speak a little bit what Joseph Graham said there. So we run a prediction league, AFW, and I would love it if instead of talking shit about the guy you're going against, if you sold him as a major player, because now your match is important and not just you are important. I've always thought that about promos. You sell the match, not just yourself.
Yeah.
And what else I was gonna say? Orange Cassidy. If you look at him since he started, he's been stages of evolution, and he's slowly like turning the page on how much he's gonna let you see of what he's capable of. And this, at the beginning, he didn't say a word. And it was just these fancy little moves. And he would show up in these little cameos. And people would just go nuts because he was revealing a little bit of himself. And I think we just got to see a brand new stage opening up on Orange Cassidy. And I love that he's slowly been allowed to do it on his terms. And I think that's amazing. Because when do they ever let you do something like this in professional wrestling?
Yeah. Rich Southwood, what do you think?
Orange Cassidy, along with AEW, is the reason that I fell in love with wrestling again. I have loved him since the very beginning. I love that he referenced the match with Pac from Revolution of 2020, which was secretly the banger stealer of the show. I mean, outside of I think the Omega Hangman Bucks match, it stole the show. It was the best match there. He has if you get a chance, I would recommend to go watch his interview on Barstool's Wrestling that just came out a couple days ago. It's an hour long, but it is a great thing. He puts over AEW so much, and Tony Khan for letting him be able to be who he wants to be. And he elaborates more about being the skinny guy, not the typical prototypical wrestler, the look, gimmick, anything else like that. But that's why he's forever loyal to AEW. And then also on top of that, it's why the AEW International Championship is the most important thing, because it started out as the All Atlantic. It was something no one knew anything about. And he crafted it into what it is today. And it represents his rise from someone who was nothing into someone who can hang with the Will Ospreays of the world, as he said, and even the John Moxleys, the greatest there is. And then talking about putting the company on his shoulders, talk about babyface promo of the year. Chills all the way up and down. I'll run through a brick wall for this dude. I want recordings of him giving motivational speeches to wake up to every day, and I'll be able to survive in life. I'm done.
I also want to add, just really quickly, he's got really, really great hair.
Yes.
Like, I love that hair.
He's got good hair, yeah.
I was going to say too, like he mentioned
Talk
his
about
match.
a beard. That's a good beard.
He mentioned his match with Pac and then with Will Ospreay, but another match that could easily fit in there is that triple threat with him, Pac, and Kenny Omega at All Out.
That was good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? Those two matches that you talked about, he lost both of them.
Yeah. Also, that first match he had when he was like, I'm going to try. And he went against Pac and he was doing the roll.
Yeah.
That was amazing. That was my first really like it. That was the first stage of Orange Cassidy really going out there.
All right, gentlemen. This brings us to the main event of the evening, match number 5.
Of the evening.
Switchblade Jay White versus
Get your guns up.
Max Harwood.
Bang, bang, bang.
They brought good old JR out for commentary for this one. I was glad to see that. He's been relegated now to working just the main event, but if that works for him, then
perfect.
I say go for it. Yeah, it's perfect.
There's JR backstage. Can I come out now? Or like that. Please.
Yeah, sorry back there.
Yeah.
I just want to watch
Not
FTR
time yet,
match.
JR. Please.
I want to watch FTR. I don't want to watch all that stupid shit.
I'll bring the barbecue
Just
sauce.
my barbecue sauce.
I'll bring the barbecue sauce.
I had in my notes here that, I mean, what can you say about this? This was a great technical match. I mean, if you have a top 25 best wrestlers in the world, you don't have Jay White on it, you don't have Dax Harwood on it, you're wrong. I mean, these two are fantastic. Great back and forth match. Jay White ends up coming up with the victory. Bullet Club Gold attacks Cash Wheeler post-match, and you get a save from the Young Bucks, who, of course, the Chicago crowd wants to kill.
I don't really think they got that bad of a reception, at least not from what I heard on TV.
It was more tame than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way.
I
think that's why Tony Khan went out before the show to let him get it out.
Precisely.
Right. I mean, if you at the very end of it, you could hear the fans very loudly chanting CM Punk at the Young Bucks. After the save, FTR returns the favor and refuses their handshake. Ooh, drama intensifies. Gentlemen, what did we think of the main event? I will start with Lord Rich Southwood.
Emotional damage. No, it was awesome. Like, the whole setup was great. I'm a big Bullet Club Gold fan. I love the guns, the whole Bang Bang Gang. Me and my son throw up our guns every day. And guns we trust, bro.
At least Cash Wheeler's not part of that.
Right now.
Yes. But I thought it was awesome. And anytime Dax gets in a singles match, it's always so good. They worked really well together. I love Dax's Brainbuster in particular. It's one of my favorites. But everything it turned out the way that I thought it should turn out and the way it should go leading into the pay-per-view. But it was a great match all the way around and a great way to end off a good show.
Yeah. Canada, what are your thoughts?
I'm not going to tell you. It's my business. I'm not going to tell you what I'm thinking.
Tell me
Well,
what's in your
how dare
head,
you.
Canada.
Tell us what's in your heart, brother.
Yeah, this was tell us what's in your heart.
I popped him.
Tell us what's in your heart, brother.
Come on, tell us what's in your
Well,
heart,
I'm
brother.
going to testify. I'm going to testify.
Give us a sermon here.
All right. So
Not too
I
long,
was
we've been on.
down and out. I had nothing in my name. And some guy, he came along and gave me $50, and I bought a lottery ticket. Now I'm a billionaire. It's all meant to be.
I hope there's not missing
I mean,
context.
if we're going to go back to gimmicks, then okay, here we go.
All right, yeah, no, this match was really good. I enjoyed it. Very, very technical. Jay White, yeah, the guy's amazing. And I love how good Dax is for a guy who's never won one single match as a single.
He won like one.
I don't think he. Oh, yeah,
He
beat
did.
his
He won
partner.
against Cash.
Yeah, he beat
Cash,
Dax.
yeah. That's the only singles victory.
Do you think-
He got one.
Do you think
He's
Cash
up
will
to
get
50 though.
the receipt win eventually?
No.
No.
No, he won't. He won't get.
Dax
the-
Harwood is by far the superior wrestler of the two.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty clear.
on a technical aspect, yeah, for sure.
And I think originally Cash was the one everyone loved, and then Dax won everyone over.
Yeah. Golden Graham, what'd you think of the main event?
Oh, I love this match. It was just like Kendra says, a technical, just I guess masterpiece for lack of a better word. I wouldn't go that far, but if you want anyone to look good, and Jay White doesn't need anyone's help to look good, though, you put them in with Dax, and they just look like $1 million. It's ridiculous. Like I could watch Dax and that like power bomb off the top rope into the Liger bomb. Like it's a thing of beauty.
You know, you mentioned just now, Golden Graham, that made him look like $1 million. I once told a girl she looks like $50.
That's not a compliment that you think.
It's like, oh my goodness, she's really pretty. I'm like, you look like $50.
Okay, but real quick, Mr. Southwood, I need you to cover your ears, please. I hate the fact that the Guns don't wear a Bullet Club shirt. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, I mean, they should wear the Bullet Club shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just natural.
I think he fell asleep.
Yeah, you're good.
You're good. You
Thanks.
can listen now.
I wonder how long you're going to leave me out there.
I was done like 10 seconds ago, but you had your eyes closed.
He heard the whole thing because if you go like this, you can still hear everything. That's why I did it. I wanted to check if it was working.
Gentlemen, before we get to our final ratings, we got a couple of business items that we need to take care of. Canada, do you want to tell everybody before I run this clip about the Kill City Cup?
So what you want to do is go to killcitycup.com, check it out. But you can also go right over after this podcast is over and head on over, search Kill City Cup in your little search bar there. But it'll also be in the description later. You click on that. Yeah, this is a really fun thing. Check it out. Play the clip.
Shout out.
Welcome to the Kill City Cup. I got the world by the ball.
Yeah. I love that part of the clip of Natalia Markova kicking a little person square in the face.
You know what's funny is that the little person during this whole thing, has a little bit of a chubby.
Hi-yo.
What were you gonna say there, Rich? Before the clip played?
I was just saying they're awesome. I want a free T-shirt from them, so I think they're great. You should check them out.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Especially if you're a fan of like Lucha Underground and that kind of cinematic style. Like that's it's good to see that that's still represented here.
And,
I've said this so many times. This is like Lucha Underground meets Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
And I just want to say what a great guy the creator of Kill City Cup is, Luke Robert. You know,
Wow.
I willingly said I will advertise this for free. And he's like, no, man, I gotta pay you. And
That's awesome.
That's character, right?
They are friends of the channel for sure. And we're very happy to have them as a sponsor. And it is time now that we go ahead and provide our bell ratings, match of the night, and segment of the night. I'm going to start with Golden Graham.
Okay, so my rating, and this is solely because this show did so much to sell me on wanting to see All Out tomorrow. I'm giving this 4 bells. My match of the night is the main event. And then my segment of the night is a tandem. It's Mox and OC's promo because I think they go together.
Yeah.
So like going into tonight, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to buy the pay-per-view. I just bought it one last
No.
week.
You don't get to pick both. You pick one or the other.
Nope. No. They go together.
No, they do not.
Yes, they do.
They do not.
They do.
Package
You
deal.
can't take all this fighting.
Guys, can we have the Hangover without the Hangover 2? I mean, come on.
Right.
You can have the Hangover 2 without the Hangover 1, but you can have Hangover 1 without Hangover 2.
Well, then which one could you get rid of here?
I would keep Hangover 1 for sure.
He's asking you which one was Hangover 1.
Yeah,
Which
that's what I
promo?
was asking.
For Mox, I would go with Mox because it's just something that's so much different than what he usually does.
All right, Canada Dry, you are up. What is your bell rating, match of the night, segment of the night?
All right, I'm giving this a whopping score of 4.3579.
It's a nice round number.
Golden Graham's going to have to do some rounding on that one.
Oh, this is fun.
4.5 it is. Gotcha.
So yeah, my favorite segment of the night, I would have to go with the jungle, not the jungle, like the Christian Cage little segment there. I enjoyed Christian Cage talking about sliding into the DMs.
Did somebody else's dad die?
I forgot to ask you all about your mom.
You know what I want to hear you do is the bits and bites routine. Do you remember that commercial?
No.
Well, we got some bits and bites here. Let's reach your hands in. What do we got? You ever see that commercial?
This is a PG program, my friend.
But that this is we got nuts and bolts here.
You got
You didn't say what's your match of the night.
Oh, my match of the night is I'm gonna go way off board here, and I'm gonna give it to the women.
Ooh, all right. Mr. Southwood, you're up.
You're such a son of a bitch, Canada Dry. 'Cause I was going to do the same thing.
You still can.
My match of the night is, in fact, the women because of Britt Baker and her renewed vigor, and also Tony Storm's character in general, and the furthering of the Outcast storyline. That was my favorite match.
Well, you know
My
what I
favorite
did?
segment.
I went over to your little square over there, and I pulled that out of your brain. I'm like, I'm gonna totally just take it.
Sounds like devil magic is what it sounds like.
Ooh.
Devil magic.
Devil magic. That's why I said it.
Well, you know what? Just because I have powers doesn't mean it's from the devil. I'm the patron saint, so where do you think it's coming from?
Don't you tell me my business, devil woman. This one's out of control. Call the fire department.
Woo, woo.
I think we've all been in JFB's special stash tonight.
Favorite segment was OC, and I give this as a companion go home show, 4.5 bells.
All right. So for myself, I thought this was a really good episode. It's not one of my favorite episodes of Collision, but it did do its job, which was promoting All Out, and I think it did that really well. My bell rating for this show, I would give it 3.75 bells. And my match of the night, what?
3.78.
No,
Well,
I already
Grand's
did
just gonna round
6.75.
it, so.
I can't redo the math because I don't remember your number, Kenny.
Already locked in. Sorry.
It is
Sorry,
4.79.
boy.
4.79.
You won.
It's pie, is what it is. I'm just gonna start giving pie to every rating.
Now I want to ask you a question, Mr. Expert.
Yeah.
If this episode was a Kool-Aid flavor, what flavor would it be?
Grape.
I'm digging that.
I love grape.
Now, you don't call it grape Kool-Aid. You call it grape drank.
Grape drink.
No, that is
You can
incorrect,
call
sir.
it purple drink, but that
No,
means
no, no.
something
Purple
else.
drink.
No. Correct, incorrect. Grape Kool-Aid is an actual thing that comes with a packet. If you want grape drink, you will go to a corner store or to a gas station. You will find a little carton, yay big, like a milk carton, that says grape drink on it.
We
And
don't have
that is
no money
100%
for grape
real
drink.
thing.
We
You
got to
could just
make our
drink
own grape
wine.
drink at home with a pound of sugar.
That's called Kool-Aid.
Get you a big old bottle of wine. That's drinking some grape.
Like some MD 2020,
It's grape.
some Wild Irish Rose.
My match of the night was Dax Harwood against Jay White. Loved it. Thought that was terrific. And my segment of the night, I think I'm going to give it to the Darby, Nick Wayne, Christian Cage interaction because I thought that was pretty cool. I like that.
It was very enjoyable.
Yeah.
That's a lot of good segments tonight to lead up to the show. I mean, it really was.
Yeah, absolutely. So Golden Graham, where does that place us? Are you the mathematician this evening?
Yeah, our bell is 4.15.
A composite score of 4.15 bells. I think that's pretty
There
good.
should be like some numbers behind that. you didn't
It's
tell us about.
4.151975.
That's better.
That's what has to go in the official record book.
Yes.
All right. Now, I don't know who the master note keeper is here. I mean, do we send that to Trey J? Is he like the
I think it's
master?
Liam.
mathematician here?
I don't think anyone records it. I think we just have it on the show, and there it is.
Just tell Liam, make him do it.
He'll do it.
Yeah.
I could get Liam to do it.
Yeah.
Like he likes doing all the kind of.
You know what? No,
Like, that would be up his alley.
Mr. Isaac, do you know what happens if Liam doesn't do it?
What's that?
Uppercuts. You just keep doing uppercuts.
European uppercuts. Or in
Just
his
Liam
land, he
does
just calls them
But he
uppercuts.
keeps getting back up.
Oh, you're gonna keep the record, buddy? No, all right.
Until
Well,
the end of the
you're-
segment where he just falls over.
I don't think I could reach high enough to uppercut.
I was gonna
Liam.
say
You'd
you're
have to
fairly
jump
tall,
together.
aren't you?
Dude, yeah, I'm too short. I'm gonna say you now. I'm
Liam's a
only 5'6".
giant. Like
I'm looking up at Liam.
Yeah.
Oh, I need more than a step ladder. Okay.
You know, looking at being on a podcast with Liam, you don't realize that he's a giant.
Yeah,
No.
until I saw that picture of him standing next to Lance Archer.
Yes, I'm like,
He looks
wait
like
a second.
Good God, boy.
he looks like he would pick Lance Archer up and throw him like a lawn dart. Like that's what he looks like.
Yeah, podcasts do not do Liam any justice.
No.
All right, gentlemen, we are going to wrap this up by doing the usual plugs. You know where you can find us. All of our social media, effingwrestling.com, all the way down to the bottom. You can find it all right there. You can go to prowrestlingtees.com/effingwrestling, where you can get the Natalia Markova modeled shirt here, which I also happen to be wearing. I do not look as good as she does. Or you can get the
close second.
Dollywood Magic of Wrestling shirt. We like that as well. You can
Get
get
this
the
shirt.
AFW shirt that Mr. Golden Graham is wearing there, the Golden Rule, which is fantastic.
And we have some other shirts they're coming this week.
We do.
We have
Yeah.
a brand new Magic of Wrestling shirt.
Yep.
I might as well just tell you, we have a Ghostbusters Wrestling with the Paranormal shirt coming up. This shirt is awesome.
I've seen the sneak preview. You're going to want to get it.
Yeah.
And the other one I'm worried about not going through is the sharpshooter action T-shirt. I feel so much in love with this shirt that it's a day one buy for me. So I'm hoping it gets approved.
Yeah, and I've seen these designs as well. They're fantastic. The Magic of Wrestling shirt was kind of a collaboration with Liam and I. I kind of came up with the concept of it.
And I did some work too.
Liam and Canada Dry did the editing work to make it suitable for a T-shirt. So it was kind of a collaborative effort between the three of us.
That's better.
So I'm pretty excited to see the final result of that.
Now, your major part in that is the big hands.
The big hands.
Yes, you're like, I want him to have giant hands.
I want him to have big ass hands that he shoots lightning bolts from. That's what I wanted because that's cool, right?
Hell yeah.
All right, guys. If you like old school wrestling,
and I know you do.
You stole my line, you son of a bitch.
I know
you do. You could go to prowrestlingtees.com/ let me not wake my neighbors up here. Adrian Adonis, who was on this past season, our current season of Dark Side of the Ring. prowrestlingtees.com/ Adrian Adonis. That is it, gentlemen. Does anybody have any parting comments you want to make before we end this episode?
Who wants to do the inspirational speech? The
Joe
inspirational
Graham,
just
you
keep
wanna
fighting.
inspire us?
I can do that, sure.
All right.
So, life is tough, guys, but you're not alone. Whether you have friends at home, if you don't, you have friends in us four right here on this screen. There's an old saying that says, I would rather listen to your phone call than talk about you at your funeral or say your eulogy. And I want you to remember that. If you're ever feeling down, reach out. It is okay. But most importantly, as my good friend Canada Dry says, we want you to reach down, stand up tall, and just keep fighting.
This has been an effing worldwide media production. You can find us on all social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and others. Head over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/effing wrestling. And while you're there, click like and subscribe. Want some swag? Head to our store at prowrestlingtees.com/effing wrestling. You can find all these links and much more at our awesome website, effingwrestling.com. As the JFB always says, you can book it.